The air was thick with the acrid stench of burning metal and ozone. Distant explosions shook the ground beneath my feet as I crouched behind a shattered permacrete wall, clutching my rifle tight. The alien invaders, towering monstrosities with bulging muscles and razor-sharp talons, advanced with an arrogant confidence that bordered on hubris. They had underestimated us, the ragtag squad of human marines, and they were about to pay the ultimate price for their foolish mistake. "Hold the line," bellowed Sergeant Marcus, his gruff voice cutting through the chaos like a blade. I glanced at my squad mates, Alexandra Weber, a sharpshooter with nerves of steel, Gustavo Jones, our tech wizard, and Lawrence Lamb, a hulking brute who specialized in heavy weapons. Each of us had a crucial role to play, and we knew the stakes couldn't be higher. The Xal'kath, a vicious alien race bent on galactic conquest, had launched a surprise attack on our outpost. Their initial assault had decimated our defenses, but we were far from defeated. As the Xal'kath advanced, their leader, a hulking brute named Thar, sneered at our ragtag group. His reptilian features twisted into a contemptuous sneer. "Pathetic humans," he growled, his voice a deep rumble that sent shivers down my spine. "You stand no chance against the might of the Xal'kath Empire. Alex, take the high ground and pick off their snipers," Marcus ordered, his tone leaving no room for argument. "Gustavo, I need you to hack into their comms and disrupt their coordination. Lawrence, you're with me. We're going to create a diversion." I nodded, my heart pounding with a potent mixture of fear and adrenaline. "What about me, Sarge?" Marcus flashed me a rare smile, his weathered features softening ever so slightly. "You're our wildcard, Emily. Use your instincts and hit them where it hurts the most." As we took our positions, a brief lull in the fighting allowed me a moment to gather my thoughts. I glanced at Alexandra, who was already setting up her sniper rifle on a nearby rooftop. Her eyes were focused, her hands steady. She had always been the calmest among us, her precision and patience making her an invaluable asset. "Alex, you good up there?" I called out, my voice barely audible over the distant sounds of battle. She gave me a quick thumbs up, her eyes never leaving the scope. "Just like shooting tin cans back home, Emily. I've got this." Gustavo was hunched over his datapad, his fingers flying across the screen as he worked to infiltrate the Xal'kath's communication network. He was a genius with technology, able to hack into almost any system with ease. His skills had saved us more times than I could count. "How's it looking, Gus?" I asked, trying to keep my voice steady. He glanced up, a confident grin on his face. "Piece of cake. Their encryption is good, but not good enough. I'll have them scrambling in no time." Lawrence was busy loading rockets into his launcher, his massive frame a reassuring presence. He was the muscle of our team, always ready to bring the heavy firepower when needed. Despite his intimidating appearance, he had a heart of gold and a wicked sense of humor. "Ready to blow some stuff up, Larry?" I teased, trying to lighten the mood. He chuckled, his deep voice rumbling like distant thunder. "Always, Emily. Let's give these aliens a show they won't forget." The Xal'kath forces closed in, their confidence unmistakable. Their's booming voice echoed across the battlefield. "Surrender now, and I may spare your pathetic lives." "Not a chance. You ugly son of a bitch," Marcus muttered through gritted teeth, signaling for Lawrence to unleash a barrage of rockets. The explosions rocked the enemy lines, creating chaos and confusion amid their ranks. Alexandra's sniper shots rang out with surgical precision, taking down key targets with each thunderous report of her rifle. Gustavo's fingers raced over his datapad, hacking into the Xal'kath's communication network with almost supernatural speed. "I've got them, Sarge. Their comms are down, and their coordination is shot to hell." "Good work," Marcus said, his voice a low growl. "Emily, now's your chance. Hit them hard and hit them fast." I took a deep breath and sprinted towards the enemy's flank, weaving through the debris and rubble that littered the battlefield. The Xal'kath were disoriented, their once formidable coordination shattered by our combined efforts. I slipped through their ranks like a ghost, planting explosives on their supply caches and key equipment with practiced efficiency. As I detonated the charges, the resulting explosions sent shockwaves rippling through the battlefield, throwing Xal'kath warriors off their feet and sowing further chaos in their disorganized ranks. Xal'kath roared in fury, his eyes locking onto me with murderous intent. "You dare defy the Xal'kath Empire, human filth?" I raised my rifle, meeting his gaze with unwavering determination. "You underestimated us, Xal'kath. That arrogance will be your downfall." The explosions I had set off created a chain reaction, igniting fuel reserves and ammunition stores. The sky lit up with fiery plumes, casting an eerie glow over the battlefield. The Xal'kath, once so sure of their victory, were now in disarray, their lines broken and their morale shattered. "Emily, fall back to our position." Marcus's voice crackled over the comms. "We're regrouping for a final push." I nodded, even though he couldn't see me, and began making my way back to our lines. As I ran, I caught glimpses of the chaos we had wrought. Xal'kath warriors were scrambling to regroup, their once coordinated assault now a frantic retreat. When I reached our position, Marcus was already barking orders, his eyes scanning the battlefield with a tactical precision that never ceased to amaze me. "Alex, keep picking off their leaders. Gus, keep their comms down. Larry, get ready to lay down some covering fire. Emily, you're with me. We're going to hit their command center." I nodded, my heart pounding with a mix of fear and adrenaline. "Let's do this, Sarge." We moved as one, a well-oiled machine honed by countless battles. Alexandra's sniper shots continued to ring out, each one finding its mark with deadly accuracy. Gustavo's hacking kept the Xal'kath in disarray, their attempts to regroup thwarted at every turn. Lawrence's rockets provided the heavy firepower we needed to keep the enemy at bay. As we approached the Xal'kath command center, I could see Xal'kath rallying his troops, his voice a booming roar that cut through the chaos. "Stand your ground, warriors of the Xal'kath. We will not be defeated by these weaklings." Marcus signaled for us to take cover behind a series of barricades. "Emily, we need to take out Xal'kath. He's the key to their morale. If we can bring him down, the rest will fall apart." I nodded, my grip tightening on my rifle. "I've got this, Sarge." With a deep breath, I broke cover and sprinted towards Xal'kath, my rifle trained on his massive form. He saw me coming and let out a roar of rage, charging towards me with a speed that belied his size. We met in the middle of the battlefield, and our clash was a violent explosion of energy and fury. Xal'kath swung his massive claws at me, but I ducked and rolled, coming up behind him and firing a burst of rounds into his back. He roared in pain, spinning around to face me with murder in his eyes. "You will die for your insolence, human," he snarled, lunging at me with a ferocity that took my breath away. But I was ready. I sidestepped his attack and fired again, my shots finding their mark. Xal'kath staggered, his movements slowing as the wounds took their toll. With a final, desperate roar, he lunged at me one last time, but I was faster. I raised my rifle and fired a single, precise shot, the bullet piercing his skull and ending his life in an instant. With Xal'kath's death, the Xal'kath forces crumbled. Their morale shattered, they began to retreat, their once coordinated assault now a chaotic scramble for survival. We pressed the advantage, driving them back and reclaiming our outpost. As the dust settled, Marcus gathered us together, a rare hint of pride flickering in his battle-hardened eyes. "We did it," he said, his voice tinged with a mixture of relief and satisfaction. "We showed those alien bastards what human Marines are truly capable of." Alexandra grinned, her sniper rifle slung casually over her shoulder. "They won't make that mistake again. Not after today." Gustavo nodded, his datapad still clutched tightly in his hand. "We outsmarted them, plain and simple. Brains over brawn, as always." Lawrence clapped me on the back, nearly knocking the wind out of me with the sheer force of his congratulatory gesture. "Nice work, Emily. You really hit them where it hurts, just like the Sarge said." I smiled, feeling a profound sense of camaraderie and accomplishment wash over me. We all did our part. That's what makes us strong. We're a team, a family, and we just proved that no alien invader, no matter how powerful, can break our bonds. As we regrouped and prepared for the next mission, I couldn't help but feel a profound sense of pride in being part of this legacy. We were human Marines, and we would continue to defy the odds, no matter what challenges lay ahead, no matter what alien threats sought to subjugate humanity.